Thank you for having us here, and thank you for this invitation. I consider this a very great honor indeed to speak before one of the most vibrant unions in Africa, in East Africa, and probably certainly the most vibrant union in Kenya at the moment. So thank you for the honor. There are a few things that I just want to charge us with as workers. And as usual, I am going to start by talking about work and worker and the worker. And then I'm going to end with movement and power. And there's a link between the two. And then we would talk about what the link is. We should feel very privileged, very honored, but also we should feel very confident and entitled that we are workers. Because you know what? Central to human civilization is work. Without work, there is no human civilization. The only thing that differentiates us from other animals is that we work. That means we take purposive action to change our circumstance. And so therefore, work is central to the human condition and to human civilization. Now, if work is central to human civilization, if work is the basis of human civilization, then the worker is at the heart of human civilization. And let nobody deceive you. And that's where our power derives from. That without the worker, there is no work. Without work, there is no human civilization. And that's why we are important and we are central to the trajectory of the development of humanity. And that then takes me to the second point. And I have just 5 points to make. The second point is about the dimension of work and of the worker. We are all seated here today, and we are all medical doctors, dentists, pharmacists. So we are workers in our workplace. Isn't that it? But we are also workers who live in communities. And we are workers who have a home. Isn't that it? So for every worker, there are 3 dimensions. The workplace, the community, and the home. Now, why is that important to understand and recognize those 3 dimensions? Because if we are going to build power to win any struggle, then we must build power. We must mobilize at the workplace. We must mobilize in the community. And we must mobilize where? At home. And that's very important. The third thing that I'm going to charge us with, and as a union, because we have taken that first step, the notion of agency, autonomy, power, and social transformation. And the 4 are interrelated. Agency is our ability to act in our own interest, to act, to take action. So doctors, the members of our union, which therefore means, because a union is as strong as its members. And any struggle that we wage, the confidence of victory, we are as confident in victory as our members are confident in victory. And so what does that tell us? The necessity for us as we embark on our struggles to mobilize our base, to ensure that every single member of the KMPDU becomes a spokesperson for the union, so that it is not just a task that is charged to the leadership of the union alone. The leadership of the union is not the union. But without the leadership of the union, then the union will have no direction. Our major concern is improved health outcomes for ourselves, for our patients, for the community. But this in itself is there are midwives in the health sector. There are nurses in the health sector. There are medical technicians in the health sector. What this also means is that if we are going to transform the health sector, we need to build solidarity, isn't it? Within the health sector. And it means that the KMPDU must be ready, must be prepared to organize and mobilize the other unions in the health sector. And you are already playing a role in the East African health sector's network. But health is also central to public services and to basic services, which includes education, which includes transportation, which includes power and energy. It therefore also means that we need to also build solidarity with the workers, our fellow workers, and the unions, their organizations, across public service delivery. The health sector in Nigeria is struggling. Public services, the state, the African state, for more than 2 decades now, nearly 3 decades, has been retreating from public service delivery. And the Western world keeps telling us that government has no business in business. Government has no business in meeting our needs, and that this should be private sector led. But we also know the damage that private sector investment has begun to do, to public service delivery across Africa. It is our duty to insist that public services and health being central to that, universal health coverage, universal basic education must be a right of citizens, and it must be public sector led. Because otherwise we cannot achieve equity or equality. Public universities are underfunded. Public hospitals are underfunded. Private hospitals and private universities are there. But who can access it? We have people, we have universities, and we have hospitals where workers in the hospital cannot access care in the hospital because of the cost of healthcare delivery. It seems to me that the time has come, and this is the fifth and the final point. It seems to me that the time has come when understanding that work is central to the human condition, understanding the centrality of public service delivery to good citizenship, that we must build solidarity and unity in our countries and across our borders, because our governments all talk to one another. Our governments listen to the same people, okay? And the policies that your government is implementing with the health sector in Nigeria are policies agreed to in the East African Union, in the East African region. They are policies agreed to in the African Union. And so it tells me we have to fight. It is important that we fight, but it's also important that we fight very consciously.